Okay, so every night when I go to sleep, I dream. Now, in the morning, I would typically remember fragments or just bits and pieces of dreams. Other times I might remember very vividly what has happened, and on some occasions I experienced what some people call lucid dreaming, where I am awake in the dream. Now, what I find so fascinating about dreams is that they seem somewhat real, but at the same time they're not, and also that they seem to be really difficult to control. Like, you've had like this horrible nightmare and you wake up in the morning and sweat pouring on the forehead, and you're like, what was that all about? And why was that huge spider chasing me? And it just feels, I guess, awful. And like, why would I put upon myself such a horrible experience? It doesn't make any sense, because I am in control of my mind after all, but not of my dreams, which I think is very cool. And I think it does open up many like possibilities, or should we say doors, into interpretations and ways of viewing the real world. Now, for one thing, what's always mesmerized me is you're able to, in like the blink of an eye, to create an entire universe all by yourself. Just like that. Big cities, or planets even, or complicated items like spaceships or monsters or people. They're really complicated, and lots of them. So you can make this world, this made up world in your mind. You can populate it with people, you can interact with them, and you can wake up the next morning and forget all about it. Or it will follow you the entire day because it was so profound what happened in the dream, even though you seem to be unable to quite grasp why. Now, I at least tend to try to control my dreams, or to object what's happening in the dream. But what if the dream is trying to tell you something, but what the dream is trying to tell you is not like straight out, like blunt, like you need to wash your hair or you need to mow the lawn. It's trying to tell you something about your entire existence, or how you live your lives, or the facets of your personality. Because what if what you're conjuring up in your dreams is more or less the complexity of your personality trying to address certain issues that you're avoiding when you're awake? Now that's sort of interesting, right? Because, like, I guess from one perspective you'd think that when you're asleep, the mind or the soul does nothing, just is in hibernation. But what if when we're asleep, that's when our soul is actually putting in a lot of work, but we're so caught up in the fact that it's not real that we forget, or we can't see the knowledge that the dream provides us with. Because from one perspective, or feels very like true, I guess, to acknowledge that, let's say, like infinite wisdom is available to you within yourself. So you're carrying around all the knowledge available about life, death, and beyond inside of you, in every cell. And when you dream, this information is available to you. It's right there. But because you're sort of looking at it through the lens of ego, it gets impossible to understand, and you sort of get stuck thinking that you're supposed to sort of like figure it out literally. But the whole thing is like a metaphor. I guess that's what, like dream interpreters will sort of interpret your dreams. I guess in psychology, you'd be looking at the dreams and sort of finding like a deeper meaning, or like, for instance, I think, the nightmare of you not wearing any pants is sort of like you're afraid of making a fool out of yourself, and that sort of makes perfect sense on the one hand, but at the same time, maybe the fact that you're not wearing pants in the dream says something about, well, what's the deal with pants anyways? So if your personality, if you're capable of making, well, hundreds, or seemingly, or at least like a lot of people, 10, 20, 100, 1,000, a million people every night, you populate an entire planet with people, and you walk around them, and they interact with you and scare you or intrigue you, or they resemble people in real life, or they're completely different. What is all of this trying to tell you? And I've come to think that they're actually trying to shine a light on the stuff that you are, well, subconsciously trying to hide from yourself. Like the fact that you are this multitude of possibilities, and both light and dark is all within you, and the dreams sort of push that into your reality for you to actually investigate and look at. But what we tend to do with the dreams is sort of shudder and be like, no, I had like this horrible dream, I'm glad that's over. And then you're back in reality, not having learned a single thing. Which I guess explains why you have these recurring dreams, right? The same thing, over and over again. Just like, I guess, the days in our lives where we just desperately try to find meaning in the things that we think are meaningful in a very banal and literal way. Like when I, many years ago, read the Bible and was very upset with religion, and I thought if I read the Bible I would find the sort of proof in the pudding that religion was a hoax. And that's exactly what I found, because I just read the whole thing literally, and then it just seems very like weird, strange, and even cruel and malevolent. But what I've come to realize, well, with the help of brilliant minds like Rob Bell or Jordan Peterson, like the two of them speak a lot about different ways to look at and interpret the Bible. I realized that I'd been looking at it completely the wrong way, because it's not the words, it's beyond the words. And I think that with dreams as well, it's not the literal meaning of the dream, it's more subtle than that. And I think being open to the knowledge that the dream conveys will actually grant you access to the infinite wisdom that you're actually possessing. Because we all feel that we're sort of one step behind, right? You're waking up sweating and like, what happened? Why am I not in control? But you put all of that into motion. You're in complete control. Like, you're the master of the universe. You are the creator. And still, we found ourselves the victim of our dreams, which I think is food for thought. That's real interesting. And the whole lucid dreaming part, I think that's when things start to get kind of bizarre, right? Because in a normal dream state, it seems you have sort of like an observing position to what takes place in the dream, or you're not really in it, you're not really present, you're not really there. Like a movie, I guess, like just from a distance. But sometimes, through realizing that it's a dream, or at least that's my experience, you become present in the dream. You're in the dream as if it was reality itself. Now, it seems it's somewhat flawed, or not completely the same as reality, because you tend to have like not 5 fingers, which is sort of neat, I guess. And well, you can't read, can you? It's like words just seem to shapeshift. But then again, you're not in the dream to experience reality. You're in the dream to learn something about yourself that will put you in touch with something far greater than yourself. Because what I've tended to do, what tends to happen when I lucid dream, is I become so overwhelmed by the fact that I'm awake in a dream that I would maybe start like floating off the ground, or trying to sort of control the dream in like going a different direction than what the dream seems to be indicating that I should do. And then I wake up because I'm trying to control. But if I let go of the control, if I just let the dream be, let the dream show me what it wants to show me, then maybe I can actually learn something quite valuable about myself. And with myself, I mean the whole shabam, my soul. It might seem like my soul is reaching out to me in my dreams, trying to wake me up. At the same time, not in the concrete way of actually waking up into reality, but waking up to something far greater than reality. And that's scary, right? Or at least I have to confess, there is some comfort in the poor little me thing where I'm just a speck on planet Earth trying to get by like the rest of us. It would be absurd, right, to think that you were something more than that. Even though you can create realities, multiple realities, realities within realities. You can build a skyscraper even though you don't have like the engineering degree to make huge concrete structures with glass windows. You can make clouds. You can make the sun shine. You can create a rainbow. You can do all of these things inside of the dream. That's kind of cool. And I guess it's shockingly, like, it's quite a shock to realize your true nature, your true power, your sort of connection with creation itself. Because it would be comfortable, right, if you were just created by your parents and it was all just a bloody mess, randomly creating you. But it's not. You created you. And that's quite the dream. Which leads me to, when people have succeeded in something, when they're doing what they're really doing, or when they're sort of enjoying life, we tend to say, living the dream, eh? Living the dream. Because they're present within the reality that presents itself for them at that exact moment. And they're alive in the dream. Just like we can, both when we're asleep, at night, I mean, and when we're awake. Because to be truly awake is to realize that you're dreaming, but not trying to control the dream, but accepting the knowledge it conveys to you. And that's kind of neat. Now, Christopher Nolan, this guy, he's made a film about dreams. Inception. I haven't seen it in a long time. But I remember when I watched it at the cinema that it sort of hit me. Something like besides the sort of the cleverness of the whole concept of the dream within a dream within a dream, but the main character is caught in a dream, desperately trying to change it into something right. This is not how it was supposed to be. Because he dared question reality. Reality questioned him. And I guess it's sort of like the darker places of our psyche does shine a light on some quite interesting things about life and death and about our... What if it was all just a dream, right? what does it even matter? We're here. And I think if we just stopped trying to control it, trying to make right mistakes made in the past by trying to travel back in time and correcting them, but accepting their consequences and moving forward, learning as we go. Because we dream a lot of dreams. And now comes to mind the phrase, dream big. We tell each other, you know. And then we, at the same time, maybe think to ourselves, I think I should be humble. I should hold back. Why are you so sure that dreaming big is such a bad idea? Now, if you are the creator of this dream, are you not allowed to dream it big? Does it have to be a small dream? What does that even mean? The dream doesn't have an end. There are no boundaries to a dream. It's infinite in all its beauty. And even though it might seem like you're stuck, right? You're stuck in this place. You can go anywhere, at any time. All you have to do is dream. Dare to dream. And dare to let life itself guide you. Not crown yourself the god of this creation by dictating on an egoic level how you want the world to be, but get in touch with the flow, the dream river. That's what's up. The dream river. There's a song. Now I'm gonna read the chorus of the song. So it's from a film. It's a film I really like. It's called The Greatest Showman, I think. Because every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. What if this was a dream? It's a pretty darn good dream, right? You have 5 fingers on each hand. Well, some people have less, I guess. Some even more. But you can count them. So it seems to be very real. Maybe that's something worth living for.